I'm Kyle Barefield from All Things Hunting, and I want to show you and give you a little first look review of a gun I just got my hands on that I really like. This is the Browning X-Bolt Speed Suppressor Ready version. Browning also makes a standard X-Bolt Speed, and the difference is the barrel length and the thread pitch on the end of the barrel. You know, there's a problem that Browning has solved, that if you take a standard rifle and you want to shoot a suppressor on it, and you put the suppressor on the end of a standard barrel rifle, it becomes a really long, really awkward, end heavy gun. So Browning has solved that problem by taking their X-Bolt Speed and shortening the barrel to either 18 or 20 inches depending on caliber. This is the 6.8 Western, so it has a 20-inch barrel, allows for a little longer barrel to stabilize that bullet. It's a 1 and 7.5 inch twist barrel for shooting a long, heavy bullet coming out of that 6.8 Western. But with the Silencerco Omega 30 suppressor that I've got on here, makes my overall profile of my barrel not much more than 27 inches. So it still fits in my soft cases, still very, light, easy to maneuver weapon. If you don't have a suppressor or don't want to shoot a suppressor and you just want a really awesome short-barreled gun, in the box, Browning sends you the thread protector and your muzzle brake. So I can shoot this without the suppressor and still have a great gun. One problem, in most standard guns when you're trying to use a suppressor is the thread pitch on the end of the barrel. This one, for the larger calibers, is a 5/8 by 24 thread pitch. In the smaller calibers like a 22-250, it's a 1/2 by 28 thread pitch. Both are widely used thread pitches when it comes to suppressors, so it allows you to install your suppressor without the hassle of having to buy a big adapter or something like that. Some more details of this rifle. Obviously this is a 6.8 Western. It's got a Sporter contour fluted 20-inch barrel. It's a 1 and 7.5 inch twist on the barrel. The barrel is free floating from the stock. The stock and the action are bedded in the front and the rear. Both of those features allows you a more consistent, better accurate rifle. Comes with Browning's patented feather trigger. It's an adjustable trigger that you can adjust. I've got this trigger about 3.75 pounds right now, and a really awesome shooting gun. Comes with Browning's patented bolt release lock button. Allows you to operate the bolt without having to take the safety off. That's extremely important, because if you have to take safety off to operate the bolt, there's a chance you could bump the trigger or you could slam fire a rifle. It could go off, while you're loading it. You don't want that. That happened to me when I was younger. My dad had a custom gun. She had to take safety off to operate it. I was on one knee and I had the gun straight up in the air. I dropped the bolt straight down. When I closed it, I slam fired it, and it went off and damaged my hearing in one of my ears. But Browning has fixed that problem with this awesome bolt release button. It's got a 60-degree bolt lift, which, if that doesn't make sense to you, what it means is you don't have to open this bolt as high as some other brands. Allows you to operate the bolt faster and more efficiently. You can feel it, just 2 clicks. Just a really smooth operating action. The stock is a Sporter weatherproof stock featuring Browning's Ovix camo pattern. I've got a Picatinny rail mounted that's from Browning. It's got a built-in bubble level in the rail. I'm a believer in shooting a bubble level with your scope. That way when you sight the gun in, you make sure your bubble level's right. When you're shooting at an animal from an awkward position or downrange, if your bubble level's right, your gun's not going to have a different point of impact than when you sight it in because of you canting the rifle. If you were to can a rifle, and it's different from when you sight in, it's going to cause it to float right or left, depending on which way you can't. I've got it topped with Swarovski Z6 3-18 by 50. We've got this gun doped all the way out to 500 yards. I've also got a Mountain Pro rifle. There's about 4 inches of barrel difference in the rifle. I was worried about losing velocity in a shorter barrel, and I didn't know how much, so we cronied it when we shot both guns. When a company makes ammo and they put a velocity on the box, they're usually shooting a 24-inch barrel when they do that with. So if you shoot a longer barrel or a shorter barrel, it's going to shoot a different velocity than what's written on the box. And so when we shot this gun, we found that we only lost around 150 feet a second than we did from shooting it for my Mountain Pro. And so it changed my trajectory a little bit of the bullet. So we got this scope set up perfectly for it. Have great confidence killing a deer at 500 yards. We could kill them farther. This gun would shoot it and the ammo would shoot it, but we try to limit it to 500 yards for video purposes so the deer doesn't look like a tiny speck out there on video. Talk a little bit about the ammo. Browning ammunition 6.8 Western's 175 grain bullet. It is a longer, high ballistic coefficient bullet. You know, 175 grain bullet is a heavy bullet that you would normally see in somewhat like a 30 caliber, like a 300 Win Mag. But this 6.8 Western actually has more downrange energy than most of your 300 Win Mag, bullets. Shoots a trajectory better than a 300 Win Mag and gives you less felt recoil. Got a shorter action, so you got a lighter gun. So about a 15% less felt recoil than a 7 mag or a 300 Win Mag, shooting as good or better trajectory and downrange energy. Just a really, really awesome caliber that we've fallen in love with over the past couple years. This X-Bolt Speed also has Browning's detachable X-Bolt magazine. From top to bottom, this is a really, really short, awesome, sweet shooting gun. So the next time that you see us, hopefully we've got it laid up on a big whitetail that we just shot. If you want to know more information about this gun, go to brownings.com. You can see more specifications. You can see the calibers that they're offered in, or go to Simmons Sporting Goods. If you're close to Bastrop, Louisiana, the guys behind the counter, they know everything about this gun and the other Browning models. They can help you walk out of the store with a brand new Browning rifle. Good luck this season. Next time you see us, hopefully we're using the X-Bolt Speed Suppressor ready to kill a big whitetail.